This is a game that is quite common in my part of Oklahoma. I call it the Darkness game, though others call it the Summoning game. I just did this game a week ago, and it has completely changed my life for the worse. I will show you how it's done here, but I don't recommend any one of you doing it, even if you think you are ready for the consequences. Trust me, you are not. So, a week ago, on Saturday night, I initiated this game. This game requires that you be alone. You can't chicken out and have a friend with you like the Midnight Man game. You can do this game in a house or an apartment, but it has to be at night. The key element here is darkness. Any kind of light is a no-no. For this experiment, you will need the following items. 1. 2 flashlights, one for a backup, with new batteries. 2. A piece of colored chalk. 3. A positive item, an item that instills positivity or happiness inside of you. For religious people, this can be an item like a cross or a holy book. For others, a picture of a loved one can do as well. This object is your only lifeline once you start, so choose your item carefully. 4 candles. 5. A knife, dagger, or wooden stick. 6. A lighter. 7. A heavy jacket or coat. You will need it. I had the following items ready to go, and I was doing it in my family's 3-bedroom apartment. I was alone. As soon as night fell, I gathered my items, put on my flashlight, and started putting off all the lights in the house. Darkness is critical. I made sure I shut the curtains so that no artificial light can come inside the apartment. After the apartment was as dark as possible, I entered the living room and started the summoning process. The goal is to summon a demon. Now, different people have different summoning methods. This is the method that's used by the people in my community. Heads up, I don't think this method originated from Oklahoma though, this game definitely did. I guess someone researched different summoning methods and then passed on the one that worked. Here's the method. Choose a proper place. Clean it so you would feel that this is not an ordinary occasion. Prepare all needed ritual utensils. Place 4 candles north, east, south, and west. These could be of any color, although I prefer black ones, but you can have one of each corresponding to a color. On each quarters of the circle. Altar is in the middle, more or less, of the circle, directed north or any direction you find suitable for that occasion. You can draw the circle using the chalk and split it into 4 quarters, but it's not necessary. Make sure you light the candles using the lighter. Draw a pentagram directly south of the circle of candles, and very close to the circle using the chalk. Sit on the pentagram. When you are ready, begin north and invoke earth energy by calling on an earth elemental demon of your choosing. For example, Belial. Take deep breaths, relax mentally and physically. Take the dagger, stick, or finger and point it upwards at the sky, and draw in front of you a pentagram, visualizing energy lines creating the symbol, while reciting at the same time an N. Larak, Tasa, Vefa, Welik, Belial. You can repeat the N 3 times. Imagine Earth, its energy, feeling, entering the circle, creating it. Then, you turn east and invoke air energy by calling upon Lucifer, or any air elemental demon of your choosing. Repeat the previous step using Lucifer's N. Renik, Tasa, Baraka, Biasa, Ikar, Lucifer. Then, visualize air energy, its feeling, entering the circle and creating it. Correspondingly, you do the same thing for south for fire. Flarius, Gunek Tassa Fubin, Flarius, and west for water, Leviathan, Jedin Tassa Hoet Naka, Leviathan. In the center, invoke Satan, Tassa Rema Iaris Satan, as the fifth element, the spirit, combining and balancing all elements together. You finish the summoning by blowing all the candles out until their flames are gone. Using your flashlight, start walking around the house. You don't have to keep on moving, but doing so will increase your chances of observing supernatural activity. Make sure you tightly hold on to your positive item. That item makes you immune to the negative suggestions of the demons. The demons can't hurt you physically since they are not of this realm, but they can corrupt your mind and bend it to their ways. They can make you a hollowed out husk, a miserable slave to them for the rest of your life. Through your mind, they can attempt to enter our realm. If they succeed in entering, no human is safe. Not one. Whew. Going back to the game. For the first 2 hours, I only noticed physical changes. The apartment gradually became colder, to the point where it was positively freezing. I started becoming paranoid. Every corner, every mass of darkness held some evil creature in my eyes. You have no idea how scary it is to be alone in a pitch-dark apartment, especially after you did a demon summoning ritual. Things started becoming worse after midnight. I started hearing knocking in random places. First, I heard a knock at my front door. I checked through the peephole, but no one was there. Then, I heard a knock on my bedroom, then my parents' bedroom. When I entered my parents' bedroom, I heard a knocking at the closet, as if someone inside the closet was knocking. Yet again, no one inside the closet when I opened it. I started seeing the demons after 2 a.m. It's very difficult to do justice to how scary and horrifying they look through mere words. Suffice to say, you will be scared out of your wits. The worst part is when they noticed me. They would look at me and smile in the creepiest way possible. I started screaming at that point because they would start coming towards me. I held onto my positive item and tried my best to recreate the positive feelings I felt towards that object. Somehow, that kept me sane. The demons would come right up to my face, and even pass through me. Fortunately, the positive items seemed to have worked, and I didn't get hurt by them. Or so I thought at the time. I spent the last 3 hours of the night sitting on my couch. I was still petrified. I could still see the demons. The fear and adrenaline kept me up. There was no risk of me falling asleep. As soon as dawn came, I put all the lights on and washed off the circle and the pentagram. I let out a soft sigh of relief, and I thought that was the end of it. Boy, was I wrong. I started feeling off from that day onwards, as if someone was watching me. I haven't seen the demons again, but I can hear them whispering in my mind. They tell me to do the nastiest things, things I will not repeat here. My dreams are vivid and terrible. My life has become a mess. I will be meeting both a priest and a demonologist tomorrow. I hope I can get rid of whatever I invited into my house. To whoever is out there who is going to participate in this game despite my experience and warning, I have 2 suggestions for you. 1, tell someone you know and trust that you are doing this game, and make sure they are nearby in case you need help. Preferably, have them waiting outside in their car so they can see if you do something with the curtains or blinds. Let that be the emergency message. If you open the curtains or open the blinds, then your friend better run his ass to your apartment or house and put the lights on. Don't rely on a cell phone. 2, visit a priest or holy man and a supernatural expert the very next day. Don't wait a week like I foolishly did. Ask the holy man for an exorcism of your residence, and of yourself. I wish you luck, and I wish myself luck. I hope I can one day go back to living a normal life. I've been a lurker/reader in the No Sleep sub for years now. This is the first time I'm writing a post, but I feel an obligation to warn my fellow No Sleepers about the Oklahoma Darkness game. I'm going to write about my experiences, so I did this game a week after it was posted on No Sleep. I did it despite reading the warnings and reading the comments. I'll admit it, I was stupid. I thought I would be that special snowflake who could do it and somehow get away unscathed. I was wrong. If I could go back in time, I never would have done it. I followed the ritual to the T, paying particular attention to all the details. However, I'm Jewish, so I used a copy of the Torah as my positive object instead of the cross. I also live in a large house with a basement and attic, quite unlike the apartment that the OP of the original post used. Everything happened initially just like it did with the OP. The temperature in the house went way down, even though the thermostat was set at 85 degrees Fahrenheit. I remembered to wear the large jacket, so it helped. I also cheated a bit, and wore night vision goggles. The knocking noises started happening after 1 AM. Except in my case, it was a lot scarier, because there are so many doors in my freaking house. I thought I was going to get a heart attack after all the fright the intermittent knocking was giving me. But that was nothing compared to seeing the demons. I won't go into detail about how the demons looked, because it would reveal too much about my own personal fears, which I would like to keep private. I will just say this. I have a deep fear of heights, and of being burned alive, and I experienced both those fears psychologically that night, though physically I was seemingly unharmed. I followed the OP's advice and immediately contacted both a rabbi and an exorcist the next day. The exorcisms they performed is a whole story by itself, which I will post as a different story. It will not be a continuation of this one. I am thankful to say the demons, for the most part, seem to have left my life. Actually, that's not true though. I can still hear them and smell them in the dark. I can hear them whispering things to me, trying to get inside my head. I can smell the burning flesh on my own skin, a remnant of the night I played the game. That's why I can't tolerate the darkness, not one bit. I sleep with all the lights on. I have backup flashlights all over the house. And I recently bought a backup generator. I repeat to everyone out there, do not try the Oklahoma Darkness game. If you think I'm lying or a troll, good. I don't mind if you think low of me as long as you don't try the game. If you actually believe in me, then know that I'm being very, very serious. This game is not a joke. It's not a plaything. It's serious. You don't have to believe in God or be a Bible thumper to believe in a pure, unadulterated evil. You can see the machinations of evil all around us. Just read your daily newspaper. I repeat, do not try this ritual. May God bless us all. I was bored with my life. I had a nice computer, a great smartphone, and everything that I needed to satisfy my needs. But my life was boring. Every day, I was doing the same thing, over and over again. Wake up, go to the bathroom, have a breakfast, go to school, return from school, do homework, play some video games, have dinner, sleep. So, I decided to spice things up a little by trying the Oklahoma Darkness game. When I did the ritual, nothing unusual happened. just felt some cold breeze. 2 hours later, I was again bored and decided to turn the lights back on and try to watch some TV. It started raining outside, and then all the lights went out. The TV turned off by itself too. I got a little bit suspicious, but shrugged it off as a coincidence. I tried sleeping. My eyelids were slowly closing, and I was about to fall asleep when I felt that cold breeze again going up my leg. I immediately opened my eyes and was greeted by the darkness. Nothing unusual, but my instincts were screaming, "Call someone you know and trust." But I tried to be a manly man and closed my eyes again. After a couple of minutes, I felt that breeze again, this time going up my arm. I tried ignoring it, but it felt like someone was touching my skin. I woke up and turned my phone on because it had plenty of battery. I plugged my earphones in and started to listen to some loud music, like dubstep, to get my mind off the cold breeze. Half an hour later, it was still storming outside, and I couldn't sleep. My laptop then suddenly turned on. But it's an old laptop, so I thought it's just because of its age. But when it turned on, it opened the notepad and wrote this: "You will die." I froze and just stared at the screen. Then the notepad closed itself and the laptop turned off. I was scared shitless. I tried turning the lights on in my room, but I couldn't. Then the windows and doors closed and locked themselves. That moment, I knew something paranormal was going on. I'd never believed in this stuff, but at that moment, nothing else could explain what was happening. In the corner of my room, I could see 2 green eyes staring at me. Then, lightning struck outside, and I saw that thing's face. Oh God, it was horrible. A big, gaping hole full of larvae and worms, and 2 green dots shaped like eyes. The room was filled with the scent of death. Then, another lightning strike, and it was gone. I texted the closest friend to me, and I wrote to him what was going on in my house. He thankfully believed me and wanted to come over, but I refused. I didn't want him to trip if shit goes down or something. Then, the phone started getting warm. It got so hot that it almost burned my hand. I instantly threw it on the ground, and it made a little explosion. Fortunately, it was my old phone. I had a newer phone in my drawer just in case. That's when I started seeing something like little goblins coming out of thin air and approaching my bed. When I was younger, maybe 6 or 7 years old, I watched Lord of the Rings and got scared of Gollum. Since then, I had a fear of small creatures looking like him. I started screaming like someone was squeezing my balls, and I ran into the bathroom holding my newer phone. And here I am, in the bathroom, hearing screams and typing this to Reddit. The rain stopped, and I could see some daylight from the little window in my bathroom. It's 5 a.m. here. I hope the screaming stops. I can hear them screaming my name and making death threats, saying they will gut everyone I love. And then they'll kill me and things like that. I just need some rest. I'm too tired to deal with this now. The door is locked and there's no way they are coming inside.